name is Stelling and I'm an illustrator, storyteller and doll maker from North Yorkshire. I make little figurines, so I make characters from books, I make fairies, and I make witches using bits of wool, scraps of fabric for their clothes, and they're all posable. So I can use them for animation, for books, and photographs. But today we're going to be making a Viking. So the Viking that we're making is based on Cressida Cowell's How to Train Your Dragon and How to Be a Viking books. So Vikings were people from Scandinavia that travelled around the world on the sea in longships, and they invaded places, they went to different countries, stole things. But Cressida Cowell's stories about the Vikings are lovely. They talk about a little Viking called Hiccup, who was a bit shy. He wasn't quite like the other Vikings, he was a bit different. So the Vikings I've made, here's one I've made earlier. This one has a helmet, a bit like Hiccup's helmet. He has horns on the side of his helmet. Now we're not sure if Vikings actually did have horns on their helmets because they would have been impractical in battle. So Vikings, their outfits were handmade, they used linen, they used animal skins and lots of wool for their clothing. Now you can follow along and make any kind of Viking you like. Take your time with it, you might want to pause the video and spend quite a while. I've sped up bits where I've painted and waited for the paint to dry. And you can make your Viking however you want. You might want to give your Viking a name and a story. Where has your Viking come from? And where are they going? What does your Viking like to eat? Does your Viking have a silly name? So who's ready to make a Viking? You will need masking tape, scissors, pom-poms or something to use for the head of the doll, 3 lengths of florist wire. These make the bones, the legs and the arms of the doll, but you could use pipe cleaners. A hot glue gun. Now be careful with this as it can get really hot, so you will need an adult to help if you're using a hot glue gun. Your choice of coloured wool for hair. We're going to need fabric to make the doll's clothes with, so the Viking needs clothes. I've chosen these colours. I've got like a burnt red colour, and then I've got this fake fur which I think will make a nice shrug for my Viking. I've also collected together bits and pieces of jewellery, so I've got these old buttons which I think would make nice shields or bits of armour. Look for nice patterns that might go with your Viking to help to tell their story. Got these little charms as well which just happen to have Viking symbols on. I'm going to use a needle and thread for my clothes, but you could use hot glue for the clothing. Paint as well. I'm using white and brown for the skin tone of my Viking. And now I'm going to start. I'm ripping up little pieces of masking tape and wrapping them around a bundle of pom-poms. This is going to make the head shape for my Viking. So I just keep on wrapping it round until I'm happy with the head shape. It looks a bit like a head. So I'm going to stick in a wire. This makes the neck, so I bend it over and stick the other end in as well. So we end up with a loop sticking out of the neck. Bend over the bottom, that's where my legs will slot in later. But there we go, it's got a neck now, and I can start to wrap that in bits of masking tape as well. Wrap, wrap, wrap all the way around. And I'll rip some smaller bits to go around the neck to make sure it stays in place. We don't want the head falling off. Now I'm going to take another wire. I'm going to work out how long I want my arms and then wrap the wire around the body. So I'm happy with those arms, they look about equal. I can always trim them if one looks longer than the other. But again, I'll wrap and wrap and wrap the masking tape around the arms. If you wanted a musclier Viking, you can use even more masking tape here. So now I've finished the arms, I'm going to just build up the body. So I'm going to wrap more tape around the middle of this Viking, around its torso, just here. There we go, we've got a torso. Now we just need legs. So those holes from the wire that we put in from the neck, perfect just for feeding in the last wire. There we go, these are the legs. And then fold them over. So I like to decide how long my legs are going to be, and then I fold over the ends to make little feet. And it's the same process again, we wrap around the legs. Make sure that they're going to stay in place, but they'll still be poseable. Don't forget the feet. And you can see that the body is fully poseable, it bends really easily, but everything stays together. Now we need the features, so I'm going to start with the nose. I just scrunch up a piece of masking tape until I have sort of a triangle shape, for a nose that goes straight on to the middle of the face, just here. And then I need masking tape over the top. Masking tape to keep it in place there, and I'll smooth it over. That's it, now we have a nose. Next we need ears. So for the ears, I take a piece of masking tape, fold it over, and then I cut a round shape. I then fold this slightly, pinch it in the middle, and tape it to the side of the head. And the same for the other side as well. Great, now it's time to paint our Viking. So I'm using white paint and brown paints. These are just acrylic paints, and I'm going to mix them together to make a skin tone for my Viking. But if you are painting on the clothing of your Viking, you could do that here. So you could paint brown boots, you could paint on a little tunic for your Viking, straight onto the body. But I'm going to be using fabric, so the skin tone is just going to go underneath all the clothing. So I need to paint all over the body. Now it's time to give my Viking some clothes. So I'm using scraps of fabric from old t-shirts and rags. I've got a neutral coloured material here that I'm going to use to make a little tunic dress for this Viking. And I'm just sewing it directly onto the body of the Viking. You might want to draw out your design first of the clothing and look at some ideas on the internet or in books about Vikings. See if you can get some ideas for what they might have worn. I'm also using an old dress to make a little apron for my Viking lady. I'm now adding pieces of broken jewellery. So these are old pieces of a necklace chain, and I'm just making little belts to decorate the Viking's outfit with. And I'm giving her a shrug from this fake fur, so that's going to keep her nice and warm. But remember just to use whatever you've got. So if you've got some old holey socks that you can't do anything else with, maybe they might work. Or you could use other materials. Maybe you've got some plastic, some bottle caps, some old card. I'm attaching her charms here as well, just dangling down from her belt like little treasures. I'm using wool for the hair of my Viking, so I've chosen this auburny coloured hair. I want her to have nice long plaited hair. So I'm taking a couple of strands of the wool And I'm going to use a needle just to tease it out a little bit to make it look a little bit more realistic. So it goes a little curly at the ends. And then I'm going to use my hot glue gun to glue this to the head of the Viking. Again, be really careful here. And I might plait certain bits as I pop them on as well. Once I'm finished with her hair, she just needs a face. So here's her next to the other Viking. So I'm just going to add on those details. So any little lines on her ears, nostrils, eyes. So I just do dots for eyes like this. And eyebrows. You can give your Viking an expression. Are they happy? Are they angry? Are they shocked? I also like to give her little rosy cheeks as well, with a red pencil. I think this Viking's going to be smiling. And she's got freckles too. There she is. A friend for my other Viking. Hurrah! So here is my Viking lady. So she's finished now, but I might add some extra bits. Maybe I'll make her a custom shield with a design on a coat of arms on her shield. But here she is. She's got her lovely plaited hair. She's got buttons for a shield and armour. She's got this fake fur coat that's going to keep her warm in the Viking winters. Sailing on those long ships, it must have been cold. And they would have used real animal skins back then. She's got her little apron on and these charms, which my sister got me on a keyring from Iceland when she visited there. They've got a Viking history there. She's got her little boots on. And there we go, a finished Viking to go with my Viking man. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see your creations. Bye!